In this video, I'm going to show 5 mistakes that beginners make when sewing. I'm sure all of you have found my YouTube through my Instagram, but here I am showing my credentials for this video. The first mistake I see is not getting quality fabric. The Joann's and Michaels felt just doesn't cut it. There are so many ways you could get affordable, good quality felt, and the shop that I like to use is Over the River Felt on Etsy. I believe for all of this felt and shipping, it cost me $20 in total, which is really good for the quality seen. And craft stores just don't have the variety that you see here, and this is like nothing. The store that I use has so many different colors and patterns that you can get. Here I am showing the difference between the craft store felt, which is in my right hand, and the felt that I bought online, which is in my left. I'm trying to show how the sunlight just breaks through and how thin the craft store felt really is. The thinness really becomes an issue when sewing because the thread can pull apart the pieces easily. Using a sturdy plush instead of a flimsy one also just feels so much better. It's an easy way to just up the quality. Another mistake I see beginners do is not getting crisp, clean cuts. The easiest way to avoid that is just using as many pins as needed to make sure that the pattern stays on no matter how much you move it. There are also markers that wash away, which you can use to outline the plush, but I don't prefer them because they usually leave a tiny mark, which is seen with the way that I sew. To avoid rigidness, I try my best to not move the scissors. I want to have a simple flow, just cutting through. Using high quality felt also makes it much easier to cut through. The third mistake I see is not using different needles. I have 3 different needles that I usually stick to, but you can use more or less. I prefer the big one for big embroidery pieces with thicker thread. The second one is the one I use all the time, and the tiniest I use for adding beads. The fourth mistake I see is not redoing stitches. I know that it's a hassle and sewing already takes so much time, but it really does bring the cleanliness and the quality up. And lastly is tossing scraps. Recently I've been using the bigger pieces to make scrap plushies where I just throw a lot of pieces together and do a patchwork design, but with the smaller pieces I cut them up and use them for stuffing, which works perfectly and saves me money and saves all the stuffing for smaller things. And those were 5 mistakes that I see beginners make. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need any help with sewing or small business wise, please leave a comment or reach out.